Peace and love, people. I'm the therapy author. This conversation I'm about to have was inspired by a conversation me and this brother had based on therapy. Also, I know this brother from the gym, and he supported me by buying my book. I think this conversation is going to be important, and I think people will be able to take something from this interview. There's insights that people will be able to relate to. Ray Brown, how are you, my brother?
Yes, bro.
Peace and love, my brother. More love, bro. So, brother, for people that don't know you, talk to me about your journey and how you got to this stage in your life, my brother.
Well, man. So I'm Ray.
Mm-hmm.
My real name's Rayon.
Okay.
But for most of the people that actually do know me, don't know me for playing basketball in London, and I also went to a college called Myerscough, and it's in Preston, Hillsborough. But for the other people, I'm someone that likes to mess about, I like to enjoy myself, I like to do content.
Okay.
And if I take it back in the day, obviously, I grew up in America.
Okay.
So I left to America when I was 3, I believe.
Okay, what state?
So I went to Phoenix, Arizona for 2 years. My mum was at junior college, and then I moved to Emporia, Kansas. But I remember more Emporia, Kansas than I remember for Phoenix, Arizona, because I thought at that point I was too young. You know what I mean? But Emporia, Kansas is a place where you can leave your door unlocked. For example, so we'd go out to the games, door will be unlocked, and you'll be fine in the neighborhood. And me personally, I'd never seen anything like that. But growing up there, America, I feel like that changed me a lot.
What would you say some of the key environments or experiences that have changed you?
Wow. Myerscough. So for those who don't know,
what was Myerscough, did you say?
Yeah, Myerscough. So it's the M-Y-E-R-S and then like co.
Okay.
And it's a boarding school basically.
Okay.
And it's for the best basketball players in the country can go to different academies and compete against each other in the UK.
Okay.
But this one just in Preston. And wanted a change of environment. I was in London. I was at a point in my life where I was 17. I didn't pass my GCSEs, so I had to spend the year retaking my GCSEs. Got them back and I just wanted something else. So I moved to Myerscough, and that's where I turned from a young boy to a young man.
Okay.
And through that, you kind of have to live by yourself. You have to wash yourself. You get fed 3 meals a day.
Okay.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But on the weekend, you get no meals. So you gotta make food for yourself as a 17-year-old.
Okay. So is this a uni that you're talking about?
It is a uni. It's a college/uni.
Okay.
But it's like a boarding school for basketball players that can go up there and live up there.
Okay. So you played basketball at a high level.
Yeah.
So it's coming from America, that was your foundation in terms of sport. Okay. So talk to me about the basketball journey.
So basketball, obviously I grew up in America, but that was because my mum had me quite young.
Okay.
She had me at about 19.
Okay.
And you know, my mum, she's for me, she's like someone I can definitely look up to.
Okay.
And I don't look up to many people, but her actions, like having a child at 19 and still pursuing your dreams of going to America. I don't know how many people have actually can say they've done that. But that's how I was kind of groomed into basketball. So when I'm in America now, every day I'm at practice. So I'm waking up pre-seasons. They'll be doing 5 a.m. runs in the park and going to gym, going on the court. I'm there 24/7, living that life. So for me, it was ingrained in me.
So your mom had a scholarship to play basketball in America, and through what she installed in you, you already had that integrated in you to just be within that routine of training and discipline, basically.
100%. Without, like, it was so natural. She didn't have to say, you have to do this, you have to train. It's because it was my environment. You know what I mean? And that had a big impact on me going forward because it was what I'd done every single day.
So me and you, bro, was talking about therapy. It was a brief conversation, but talk to me about the misconceptions people may have of therapy.
Okay, some of the misconceptions, that's a good one, you know? Because sometimes I've heard people say that their therapist may talk too much or doesn't let me get it off their chest, or even some people would have the mindset of going into it that it's already not going to work, or being open as well. That's a lot of, when I've spoken to people about therapy and everything, it's a lot of what I've got back. And for me, I feel like you have to know within yourself what you're going for.
Okay.
And the answers are always within you.
I agree.
So, for example, me, life, everyone goes through stuff in life, first of all. I'm sure you have.
Definitely.
I definitely did. When I was going through my time, I was talking to my family and friends about it, but they would reply in like from an emotional standpoint, because they would feel sorry for me, and that wasn't helping me. That was also kind of making me feel sorry for myself.
Okay.
And I got to a point where I knew I had so much to say and get off my chest, but I just wanted to get off my chest to someone who's not going to take my side and try and misconstrue it that it benefits me. And I wanted to go to someone who's actually going to listen to what I'm saying, has the professional knowledge to guide me to the answers within me.
So what you're saying is that your family would normally respond from an emotional place, and you wanted somebody to talk to that could more speak to you from a logical place, and also have a professional background, basically.
100%.
And I think that's important. I would say this as well, is like, just say you're in a relationship, for example. After 10 times of saying to your friend, I'm gonna leave this girl, you might not want to go and tell him the 11th time, because you're gonna be like, whoa, you told me. So I think as a therapist, I'm always here to hear the 11th time.
Yeah.
And like you said, what you said was important. You said the answers are within you. And bro, I think some of the misconceptions, even one of the misconceptions that I had of therapy, was that the therapist will have the answer.
Yeah.
Or the answers are already within you. You know what I mean? It's like your therapist is there as to hold up the mirror and almost be like a passenger in the car holding the sat nav view.
Literally.
Saying you know what I mean? You know where you're going already, but it's like, and you're meant to be going this left. You know what I mean?
And even to add to that, like most of the things when I'm trying to compartmentalize my thoughts, right? Because the thoughts, I was suffering from like mind fog. It was like all these thoughts are like a dark cloud over me. I'd go to sleep, the dark cloud would go away. As soon as I got back up, the dark cloud was over me and I was getting suffocated by anxiety, brother.
Okay.
Right? Where was I again?
No, you was talking about your process, basically.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So even when I'm trying to compartmentalize my thoughts and
so much
digress these clouds, I'm answering questions for myself, about how I feel. I'm like, I don't like this situation because I wasn't even in control of how it's happened. And I don't like not being in control because of this happening back when I was this age. So you can compartmentalize every thought yourself. And my therapist, she was just there guiding me. But I was getting to, I was trauma dumping on her.
Well, she's yes, but in a way that was healthy because you're doing it in a healthy space.
Yeah.
But
it felt like after the first session, it was like a weight off my shoulder.
You could tell.
I could breathe.
So you felt like you just had all of this. It was like a backlog of files, and you was able to just shuffle the files, put them on the table. When you left there, you just felt free, basically.
Like I felt like everything was organized, everything had a place. It was like, yeah, you know, is it the cupboard or the drawers? Everything's in the drawers. There's no papers scattered about. Your mind, you're here, you're present.
Let me give you another analogy, Bob. You know, like when you're looking for something, yeah, and you're moving things in the house, you're moving things, and you're looking for something in a messy room, and then you end up finding what you're looking for, and then the room gets tidy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like moving things around almost. It's like going back, moving that. I didn't really want to move that. There's dust behind that. Yeah. It's like searching yourself for the answers.
Literally, bro. And trying to tidy that room.
Yeah, and I think it highlights the importance of clarity.
And I'll tell you mine. I went to what's the name? Croydon. So I went to somewhere called Care to Listen.
Okay.
So what I was going through, it got to a point where it was exhausting for me. It was suffocating me. And I had to go to the doctor. I explained my situation. I'm like, please, look, I just need help. They put me forward through the NHS to Care to Listen. It was a 6 to 8 week wait list. But then you have 6 sessions, 1 per week. Mine was every Monday. But after every single session, you learned so much about yourself that you could carry into the week. And then come back and reflect on the next week, and you learn more and carry. For me, it saved my life. The therapy, it saved my life, and to the point of where now I'm like, how was I even surviving back then? Because I can still remember how I can remember like the weight of everything. I can remember how much I carried, and to feel this light and be present all the time, it's a blessing, bro.
Bro, I think, not even I think, I appreciate you for sharing, and it shows strength because as you said, there was times in your life where you would be in a sauna, you didn't even want to even talk. So the fact that you're sharing this with me and with the audience, that in itself is strength, bro, because I'm sure there's people that are silently going through things
100%.
and not sharing what's going on for them. They don't know, they may feel shame or like, it's like, no, I don't want to put my burden or problems on people. And you was brave enough to say, you know what? I need help. But we all need help.
All need help, bro. And after me now being here, realizing, looking back on it, obviously I will never change the past, and I'm not someone that likes to live in the past, but I should have just asked for the help from ages ago, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what would you say some of the most challenging things that you've been through that have helped you grow to this stage?
Grow to this stage. Bro. Oh, that's coming next when you ask about my emotional, where I got the emotional thing from.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say that.
Okay, you're following your...
Yeah, let me answer this.
No, I'm with you, bro.
Repeat that question for me, please.
No problem. So I was saying, what have been some of the most challenging moments that have forced you to grow?
Breaking up with my ex.
Okay.
Oh, bro. It's a blessing to be here right now and to be able to speak about it, though. But breaking up, first of all, I'm gonna say being in a relationship, for me personally, and maybe as a man, it teaches you a lot about yourself.
Definitely.
And me, I learned so much about myself that I'm stubborn. I could be stubborn.
Okay.
I could be selfish at times. But obviously there's obviously good parts about me. It's not just positive. But there was so much about myself that I actually had to sit back and I had to clear my whole foundation. It was like I was playing Tetris, clearing everything. And that's when I was like, nah, I've got to embark on a journey and find my reason of living here, because I didn't even want to live at the point. So I had to find something within. That's what it felt like.
You had to go on, sir.
Yeah, but it even brought me on to. Can I just go? Because you can
do your thing, my brother. Cool. Do your thing, my brother.
But it even brings me on to back when I had to have been, but from about 9 to 14. Obviously, I went through things in life. My mum went through things in life. But why I appreciate what my mum went through, or how she dealt with what she went through, is that she taught me step by step about life and about the laws of attraction, and she taught me about self. And at the point I couldn't fully understand it, because it's hard to understand things when you can't put them into practice. Because as I say, nothing in my life had really
no experience.
But I'd watch my mum. I'd always look after my mum, and when I'd always be there for her. And my mum, she never hid anything from me. She told me this is how she feels. She didn't ever dump it on me or make me feel that way. But she said this is how she feels and this is how she's dealing with it. She taught me about meditation. She showed me The Secret.
Wow.
And this was all from when I was 8. I watched The Secret when I was about 9, but I never fully understood it. But late in life, when I broke up with my ex, it was like all them things that she was teaching me from back then, I was able to like take on myself and embark on a journey for myself.
So basically, I can hear that you've got a lot of admiration, and you can see your mum's brings a lot of value into your life, yeah? But basically what you're saying is she planted seeds that you wasn't even aware she was planted. And that's the funny thing about a seed. You never know when it's going to sprout. So when you had the thing that happened with your relationship, it was like automatically these seeds are now starting to sprout. You're able to put things together, you know what I mean? And grow from that. You know what I mean? Bro. Yeah, that's powerful, you know, bro.
And even to add on to that, it's like my mum had to go through that for me to have got these lessons. And at the moment, in the actual moment, you don't want to hear everything happens for a reason, but in hindsight, you see everything happens for a reason. It really does.
Yeah, powerful.
And then to add on to that, now in my life, I say everything happens for a reason, and I try to take that on all the time because I can't just say it, or if something good happens, everything happens for a reason. It's got to be both. You got to play.
This is it. This is it. It's both sides because in my book I was talking about people want to take the credit for the good things that happen in their life, but they don't want to take the credit for the bad things that's happened in their life. Like going back to what you just said a minute ago, in relation to your breakup, one of the things that allowed you to grow from it was taking accountability. Yeah, I was stubborn, I was selfish. But again, awareness. Yeah, you've answered that question beautifully, bro, because accountability and awareness through pain.
Through pain. And the thing is, pain, whenever anyone's going through something, you could go jail, you could be on about, can you say death? But you could something could have happened, you could be on your deathbed. You always go back to God. You always pray. Do you know what I mean? And that shows that when you're going through something, that's when you want to make the change. When something's very impactful, that's when you want to make that impactful change. It shouldn't be like that. It should just be like that the whole time, but you need to go through these things to learn that.
So you're saying having that connection to a higher source and not only calling on that higher source for in times of
need,
despair and need, but calling on him or calling on the source at all times. That's powerful. So would you say that your faith has got you to this level as well?
1000%. And it's blind faith. It's blind, bro. Like and bro, when I was in the depths, when I went through my stuff, I went low. I was low, bro. Like, and I still managed to find happiness within myself and enjoyment within myself in my lowest state. And that for me, that's life.
How?
How did I manage that? I don't actually know, but it was like there was something within me just telling me, nah, you're not gonna let anything external dim you down. When realistically, if I laid out facts of what was going on with me, you'd be like, okay, you should really be a bit down there. But I don't know, it was like something within me wasn't having it.
What do you think that was within you?
Faith. And practice. That's what I think it was, and just knowing.
So was there other voices in your mind that were trying to get you, bring you down? But would you say that voice that was telling you to keep going was the predominant voice? Was it different from the other voices?
It was like emotions. I had my emotions telling me, do this, do that. But that voice was my mind or my spirit or whoever's the higher power or whatever telling me that, no, you are fine. You know what I mean? And if you can be fine without anything, and if you can still find peace and love in your heart without anything going supposedly right for you, that's life.
So you see emotional strength. You may have looked at it different before, but how does emotional strength look to you now?
Bro, so before, I want to say something actually. When my great-grandma passed away.
Okay, which was when, brother?
This was when I was about 18, 19.
Okay.
Right? All the families there obviously at the funeral. And one of the olders in the family, he's gone and said to my cousin, hold it in. Holding his tears. Obviously, he didn't mean it from a malicious way, but that's just how that generation would see emotional strength. Holding your tears and everything. But me, you have to let that out. That's strength. You letting out your tears, you not being afraid to be vulnerable, that's strength in itself. Because everyone wants to put on a strong character and put on this. But deep down, you have to take care of this. You gotta. I feel like when I let go of my tears, it feels like I'm clearing up space.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
It's facts.
And
Facts.
I can like speak more from the heart and get all them emotions up. You know what I mean? So I would definitely say cry and feel how you want to feel, and don't be afraid of feeling the emotion. It's just how you handle that emotion.
Okay.
And how you respond. That's what you're in control of. But feel however you want to feel. It's life. We are human. We're meant to have feelings. You know what I mean?
That's powerful. That's powerful what you're saying, you know, my bro. So not holding on to things, basically. And you have to remember, you see tears. It's like, you know, the human body's made up of 70% of water. But, okay, whether we're sweating, but the tears has its own purpose. It's a release. It's like almost a tap, and once it's been filled, it needs to release. So that tap is kind of released, linked to your heart, and that's why you feel lighter.
I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Well, this is it's just what we're discovering in our reasoning, my brother. We're going to finish this interview shortly, but talk to me fatherhood, brother. Talk to me a bit about fatherhood.
Fatherhood, man. Honestly, blessing. Biggest blessing. I feel like I'm at the point where I'm just getting into it. Because as I say, I'll be honest, I found out very late.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I'm happy regardless. And it takes time for you to be able to...
Definitely, my brother.
Absorb it, because it's like...
Definitely, brother.
You can't just get up and then be like, all right, cool, I'm going to take this on. You got to take it in. You got to feel how you want to feel about it. And also, if you personally aren't in a place to look after yourself, how are you going to be in the place to look after your child or anyone else or give you love? So even me going to the therapy and everything, I had to make sure myself was good enough that I couldn't even be in the position to look after myself. So now we're just getting back into seeing him happy again, being the dad and everything. He's growing quickly. You can see he's got the hairline, he's got this, bro, it's mad.
I can see the joy on your face, bro. But you know what? You said something powerful. And I think that's a good message for brand new fathers, because the first 6 months, the child is really reliant on the mother. And sometimes it's like, when you haven't got a blueprint on what you're meant to be doing and what you're not meant to be doing. And you said you have to put number one first, because if you're not concentrating on yourself, how can you give to your child? But also at the same time, knowing that you are enough, that your presence in itself is giving your son energy. Just your presence. It's not like I have to do this or be there. All you have to do is figure things out for yourself. You have to navigate things for yourself. And another thing I would tell you, this isn't about anybody's expectation of what you should be as a father.
Yeah.
No, this is about it's about finding yourself and being the best father that you can be.
100%.
You know?
And even to add to that, I want to be the best person that I can be, regardless. And well, my journey and going through therapy and the highs and the lows, that it's all made me a better person. And it's all made me strive to, it's made me find my purpose, I feel. I feel like all the dead weight is gone for something else to come in. And that in the form of my son and in the form of more. But
Powerful. So talk to me a little bit about what you've got going on, bro, what your next steps are in life generally.
So I've built a modeling portfolio now.
Okay.
I do want to model. I'm not actually going to say what kind of modeling I want to do, but I do definitely want to model. And on my content, I do something called JDS.
Okay.
And I'm going to be bringing the concept more to light, but JDS is basically just doing, the JD is just doing, and the S is whatever you want it to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you see me, I'm quite random. So I like doing random stuff. I'm going to be showing my personality and showing the kind of stuff I do, because my side missions are kind of unlike many side missions. I do some random stuff.
Now, brother, keep expressing yourself the way you choose to express yourself. Like you said, everyone's different. Everyone's got their own strengths. So keep expressing yourself the way you choose to express yourself, you know what I mean? And take it to that next level. What's your socials, bro, so that why people them can...
Which one am I looking at? Which? Yes, people. Ray Brown 9 Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Facebook's going to be Rayon Brown, but I'm going to be on Facebook as well. But yeah, you'll find me there. All platforms, Ray Brown 9.
Bro, I want to thank you again for coming onto the platform, being on the platform and expressing yourself with truth, bro. I can feel your heart. I can feel that you're talking from a place of experience. And I'm sure there are going to be people that are watching that are going to resonate with what you're saying, bro. So I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you being on the platform, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, thank you. Thank you for inviting me, first of all.
No problem.
That conversation that we had when I met you in the gym was like I've known you for donkeys.
Thank you, bro.
And it was good to be able to, you know, change my environment and have people on the same page as me and going in the same direction, man. So thank you again.
Anytime, my brother. And I think that's what I think it's important for people to know, that just reach out. When it comes to this brotherhood, this thing of ours, reach out, reason, talk. You never know. Like this interview is based on one conversation that we've had. And now we're here making history, so to speak. So yeah, tap in. Before I go, I just want to plug in a few books that have been beneficial for me and I hope will be beneficial for my audience. Firstly, got to start with my own book, If Only You Knew. It's on Amazon. Second book, Silent Power, Stuart Wilde. The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. Real good read. The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, Mark Ronson. Louise Hay, You Can Heal Yourself. And The Way of the Superior Man by David Dida. Now, I've read all these books, they've helped me. So try and tap into them and leave your comments if you can in the comment section and let me know how you've benefited from these books. Peace and love, people. I appreciate you tapping in, yeah? More love.
Bro, that was excellent, bro.
Thank you, my bro. Thank you, my bro.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you for sharing.
I needed that, bro. That was like my therapy session. Like I'm sweating the same way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Bro, I feel like you're expressing yourself from your truth, bro. And with that, there's no going wrong. There's no going wrong, King.
Not at all, bro.
You know what I mean? And bro, I think your journey is going to be inspiring to a lot of people, you know, bro.
I got. Even so, there's something I should have dropped in this.
Drop it right now.
We can drop it, man. So basically, when I deal with stress, let me get the things.
No problem, my bro.
So when I'm stressed, right, something happens with my prostate area, right?
Okay.
And it was after my relationship with my ex. The stress was so much, and my prostate, like sitting down, was
painful,
bro. So this was about 2 months ago. I'd done some research on what was going on with me. I went to the hospital, A&E. I got checked, everything. Like, nah, you're fine. So I went to something called Cancer Don't Let It Win, and this was actually somewhere that I worked. My cousin does lighting and sound, so we built the stage and then done lighting and sound there
in the same space.
And it was for their campaign. They had a workshop on prostate cancer.
I'll imagine that.
So I was like, okay. So I went there now, and originally I researched something that said I have something called protositis, and that's basically when your prostate gland inflames, you're stressed and everything. I seen it and I thought, I do have that, but none of these doctors have ever confirmed it for me. So I went and I drew on them to the side. I said, can I speak to you one-to-one? I explained to her my symptoms. And she's like, before I could even finish, she's like, no, you have protositis.
Straight
away. So I would say to people, get checked, check your stuff, and you never know, it's not as worse as what you think. And obviously, I did go check it, but I didn't want it to be like cancer or anything like that. So it was kind of refraining me from checking. But once I actually checked and got my answers, it was actually something very simple and that I can look after myself.
That's a massive message, bro, that you just left. And I'm glad you got that out there. It's like the fear of the unknown was stopping you, but you still push forward. And it's a reminder that you do have to listen to yourself. Doesn't matter if you go to doctors and you get a diagnosis and they say, nah, boom, 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 boom. Listen to yourself. Go there, You know what I mean? And then you can begin the healing process, because a lot of the time, the unknowing is where the stress builds up.
Yes.
Not knowing about what's going on in my body. Now you know, you've got clarity. Clarity is so important in this day and age, bro. So big message for you to me as well.
Man. Cancer, don't let it win. It's
Yeah.
on socials everywhere. You see it. Cancer, don't let it win.
Hey,